My ego has helped me attract model quality girls, but it wasn't always like this. In high school, I had literally no success at all. But before I tell you what changed, first let me explain what ego is and how it can even help you in the first place. Your ego is basically your self-image. It is the way that you see yourself in your mind's eye. So if you see yourself as a loser, as I did in high school, your mind is subconsciously just going to act that out in real life, and you're not going to have any of the success that you would have had if you had a better self-image. It's just going to be subconsciously sabotaging yourself if your self-image isn't in alignment with your goals and what you really want to achieve. Until 19, I had a very weak self-image. I didn't think of myself as attractive to girls. I didn't think I was really cool at all. I kind of thought of myself as a little bit of a loser. It was not really conductive of getting girls. And there was one time I got called out on this specifically. So I was 19 and hanging out with my cousin's friends who were a bit older than me. And I was snapping this girl at the same time as I was hanging out with them. And she told me she was moving to a college 45 minutes away. And I said out loud to the guys, I was like, oh fuck, she's moving to college 45 minutes away. Why would she want to get with me now when she's got all those guys at that college she can talk to? And one guy specifically said, that's so fucked up. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, what you just said is so fucked up. Like, you have no self-belief. The way you're talking about yourself is just that you're a loser. Why are you doing this? This doesn't make sense. It's just you're talking yourself down. You can't be doing this. And that's exactly what a weak ego and self-image will do to you. Now let me tell you what having a strong, grandiose self-image will do to you. So about 2 years ago, I was in Sweden hanging out with my friend, and he was hanging out with a girl he was just starting to see before they ended up dating, and she had a friend who was visiting town. So we ended up going on double dates, the two of us, for about a week and a half before she left and I left. And we ended up getting pretty close over that time, and I went back to Florida all the way across the world, and she was in Sweden. She ended up going to LA to see a friend, and while she was there, I said, pull up to Florida. And then she actually did. She paid for this trip with her own money to come see me for 4 days. So this is what having a good self-image will do to you. You'll think that you're the man, that you are the prize, that you are attractive to girls. The way that you will act is going to be astronomically different than if you were to be like someone like my younger self with a weak self-image. I would have never said anything like that. Probably would have never talked to her in the first place. And what you got to understand is that having a strong ego and a grandiose self-image, meaning larger than life. Alexander the Great believed, his mom made him believe that he was basically a god, and this is why he conquered almost all of Earth. So having a grandiose self-image will never do you wrong. You need to believe you're the man. You need to believe you're attractive to girls. And this is the absolute cheat code because everything starts in your mind. If your mind isn't dialed in, you're not going to have nearly the amount of success that you would if you just believed in yourself and had a strong self-image. And boys, this is all what confidence ties into. Confidence and ego almost go hand in hand. So if you want my confidence transformation guide, that's going to allow you to go from a shy, insecure geek like I was to an outgoing, confident man, then you can grab that for free right now. It's the first link in the description below. And there's something else that having a strong self-image will do to you. So I have a really good analogy, and let's take this aside from dating for a second. Let's go into the gym. Let's say that you see yourself as a gym goer and you happen to get injured, maybe just for a couple weeks, and you were completely out of the gym. Would you not go back to the gym after taking that long period of rest? No, you're a gym goer. You're going to be back in there the second that you're feeling good enough to start training. And this is exactly what you can apply to dating. So you need to see yourself as the guy who gets with the hottest girls. This is how I see myself now. And what you're doing in this process is you're creating this self-image that you now need to validate in the real world in order to maintain. So you're not going to care if you get rejected a couple times in the process of this because this is your self-image. This is who you are. You get with the hottest girls and you're going to act in accordance with that. And if that means that you got to get your ass up, train, you got to get down to a low body fat so you can be as attractive as possible. You got to looks max. You got to do everything you got to do in order to validate this self-image. And that's what you're going to do. That's what I did 3 years ago. And now I'm here getting with the hottest girls consistently like it's clockwork. So what you got to understand is that you got to determine your self-image. What do you want? Do you want to get with the hottest girls in the world, or do you want to get with the fucking 4s and 5s? It's up to you. And you're going to have to put in the work alongside that. Nothing comes easy in this life. But if you determine that you want to get with the hottest girls and you make that your self-image, you're just going to do what goes in alignment with that. So you're going to keep approaching the hottest girls until you get one of them because that's your self-image. You don't care about the rejections. The rejections are almost just like it's just like an off day, kind of. Everyone has an off day in the gym, but that doesn't mean that, if you didn't perform at your best, doesn't make who you are. No, it's just an off day. That's the same way you'll see yourself if you're approaching the hot girl and she ends up rejecting you. You're just like, oh, it's just an off day. That's what having a really strong self-image that you're internally validated by will do for you. And then you go out in the real world and you make that happen. And once again, boys, this is only going to be impossible if you don't have confidence. You need to develop that true internal sense of confidence that I did 3 or 4 years ago at this point that allowed me to have all this success with girls. So that's why I built the guide for you. I'm giving you all the steps I took to get exactly where I am now as this outgoing, confident man. It's completely for free. It's the first link in the description below. You can grab that right now.